So,
Oh, I think we're now ready for that exciting still.
Okay.
But of course, we don't have the still now, but
it's still here.
still here. This is very exciting for those of you at home. But
Okay.
here we are.
It's a black and white, but it's a still nonetheless. There we go. That's a well, you could just kind of a camera in there
Well,
too,
here's
but
a UFO.
the Thunderbird. Okay, let's.
Let's pass UFO over. It's got
All
a nice
right.
little.
It's
This
still
is,
media.
the satellite that was out in space that kind of relayed stuff between Earth and the Moon, and it was also like their first line of defense against aliens. They could tell when aliens were coming into the solar system. And so you've got Commander Ed Straker, who is the leader of Shadow, Colonel Alec Freeman, who is his second in command, Paul Foster, former test pilot for Shadow, and a lot of other people here. I won't get all into them, but basically...
Well, these are more organization versus organization.
Right.
Exactly,
Everyone had to work together. Team power, go!
And from Shadow Moon Base actually became a part of Moon Base Alpha, which they used in Space 1999. So,
I didn't know
it all worked together. Yeah.
Space
Wow.
1999 was really bland to me. I didn't like it.
Well,
Well,
they didn't know whether they wanted to be Star Trek or 2001. They were like, we'll do this, we have these things, and lots of gadgets, and it was like, you could tell a lot of it was just like, well, let's see, we could
Well,
make this into a toy. Yeah.
It would usually put me to sleep. That's the effect Space 1999 had
It
on me.
wasn't all that, it was just kind of like,
Bland.
Well, you got Martin
Land in
Landau
space.
and Barbara Bain, who had left Mission Impossible in a huff or something, because it's like, when they left Mission Impossible, Leonard Nimoy came in.
Right.
Oh, wasn't that interesting? we'll leave this spy show. We'll go to a science fiction show. He'll leave a science fiction show. Come to a spy show. Well, okay. But Moon Base Alpha, Space 1999. Basically, you've got the moon here. You've got this base on the moon. Oh, we have a nuclear accident. Oh no!
It doesn't blow up the moon. It just creates an enormous rocket-like effect and blows it out
catapults
of
the
orbit.
moon out of orbit. And that's like a Nerwin Allen kind of thing. We'll blow up their whole world and put them into a situation. So they fly out into space and meet all these interesting aliens who all have English accents, by the way. And they look like interesting people, like, Christopher Lee or Brian Blessed or David Prowse made several appearances on there too. All these people that have gone on to do other great things.
Like, hello, we're the aliens.
Exactly. We want to take over your world. You have the things that we need. We're going to
Totally good.
we'll capture some of your people and basically blow you up. So it was just an interesting thing there. And then they had the second season of Space 1999, in which they really did a real interesting thing. They went downstairs and they found new costumes. That's about how they described it too. We went downstairs and we found these costumes. It's like half the people went and they took one of Super Eagles were their main sources, their main ships, and they took maybe a few of them and put them all together, and they kind of blasted off to try to find their way back to Earth or something. And the rest of the people are still wandering around here on the moon.
Well, it's much more exciting when you tell the story as the show is.
And then they got an alien that actually joined the crew too, Maya, who was a shapeshifter kind of person.
Turn into an animal.
Just anything.
Yeah.
Anything, any kind of animal or creature or whatever to help out. And she had the hots for one of the guys on the moon base there, and Tony,
Tony.
Well,
Didn't Tony have the still too? No, it wasn't Tony that had the still. It was another guy that had, or maybe it was. Well,
while you check on that, there's some, of course.
Okay,
you saw an explosion in television and science fiction in the mid-'70s when Star Wars came out. That everybody was cranking out something.
A new space race.
Right, and it was in a way it was. You saw within the space of a couple of years, you saw Buck Rogers, and you saw Galactica.
Yeah, Battlestar Galactica. Well, Logan's Run, I guess, was out actually a little bit before that because it didn't have the great technology.
The movie, right.
And it actually explored the story better than the movie did, but it was still kind of weak.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because the basic thing that Logan was running from, Planet of the Apes, that's true.
The Apes took off from, but the show didn't have the meaning or the spirit that the movies had.
Yeah, because the You had your good apes and you had your bad apes.
Yeah.
Basically, and that just
We've got these apes over here that want to dissect you. We've got these apes over here that want to be your friends.
and it's like they had more people in there that were working with the apes, and so it kind of
Yeah, it just went away from the whole idea of
just
the
didn't do
apes.
well at all.
Well, then, so you had Galactica that
Was
That
pretty.
was-
Galactica
it was
pretty.
very pretty.
Oh, it was wonderfully pretty.
And
know,
it
it's
probably
always
had the best effects, I would say, of
Oh yeah.
TV.
But of course,
science
once
fiction
they had
shows.
the effects, they just said, okay, well, we've got this effect. Let's just show it over and over because you spent a lot of money on this effect. You know, like the fighter coming out of the bay.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like a standard shot. It's like, okay, it's time to show all the fighters going out of the base. Shoo, there's another one. Shoo, and it's like the same footage over and over because we paid
And then
a lot for this.
maybe we'll show two at a time
Yeah.
coming out. Shoo, shoo, woo. Whoa, there we go.
And then there's fighting. Oh,
Well, didn't they sort of... Now, I don't know which came first, this or Buck Rogers, but
Well,
I know
Galactica did come first.
Galactica brought color, nice color. You know, it was... Where Trek was so bland, it had the great stories, but no color. It's
And
like all
well,
of a sudden
Space
it's like
1999 was all sterile with white.
with white,
everything was
beige,
white, yeah.
gray. Oh,
Right.
they just had a budget for color.
But
there.
Galactica
I'm-
did well
like somebody
because
forgot to tell them over there at Space 1999. Yeah, they are doing television in color now.
I'm being told, believe it or not, we're actually done with the half hour. I'm
oh, are
stunned.
you serious?
And we have yet to. We've barely scratched the surface of this.
Well,
we may
this
have
will be
to.
a two-parter.
We may have to actually have another part of this show.
Well, possibly,
Yikes,
possibly.
or not. We don't know. We'll see if we can scrape together enough for another half hour. If so, we'll be seeing that next time. And for all of us here at Vast Wasteland, we'll see you later. Oh no!